Hello, my darlings. It would appear that I don't get to have a nap until I give you a reading, so let's do this. The feeling that I have right now is kind of this like weird, muddled confusion. Um, I can't tell if I'm picking up two energies or just one that's confused. So I'm going to see, but it kind of feels like there's a you versus them. Ooh, I haven't done one of those before. Let's try that. All right. You versus them. Okay. Let's do it. All right. To start off with, I'm going to read the first energy. And if it sounds like you, it's you. And if it doesn't, it's them. And then we'll read the other side. All right. So, first comes first. First card out is Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is like boss mode. Nine of Pentacles is someone who is in control of themselves. They are sovereign. When your happily ever after is like either 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups being emotional, total and complete emotional fulfillment. 10 of Pentacles being total and complete financial and like tangible fulfillment, like house, pick a fence, that kind of thing. And so 9 of Pentacles is when you are just about to that 10 of Pentacles life, but you've done it yourself. So you're sovereign. This isn't a shared experience. Like you could be under the same roof. Someone else could be in complete turmoil and you're a 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles is feeling good. Fruits of your labor, comfort, reward, luxury, contentment, self-sufficiency, financial independence, and financial stability. So if that's not you, this is the other person. Let's see what else we got. So our 9 of Pentacles person, let's talk a little bit more about what they're experiencing right now. What's our 9 of Pentacles person feeling? Okay. The Star and the World. Oh, shit. Okay. So the Star is like magic flowing all around you. It's like manifestations, getting what you wanted. So it says hope, calm, healing, faith, purpose, renewal, spiritual fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. And the World is completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, celebrating of life, and arriving. And so if you can kind of see here, we got feminine, feminine, feminine. So I feel like this is a feminine energy. It doesn't mean that it needs to be in a feminine vessel, like a woman. It's just somebody who is in their feminine power. So our 9 of Pentacles person is feeling great. They've completed a cycle. They've closed out a cycle. They're inspired to move forward. They have good luck. Things are going well. Things are going really well. Excuse me. Okay. Now, let's try the other side. So you versus them. Fix my camera here. Okay. Here's the other side. What's the other energy here? Ooh. What's that? 5 of Swords. Conflict, upheaval, loss, disagreements, defeat, sneakiness, bully, theft, abusive relationship. Okay? So either that's you or that's them. But one person is doing great and the other person is feeling in a lot of conflict, feeling like there's a lot of competition, a lot of kind of stirring the pot. Two of Pentacles reversed, overcommitted, impatient, disorganized, lack of balance, overwhelmed, gambling, recklessness, and frustration. Okay, next. Mistake. I felt a card want to come out, but I moved too fast. Let's see if I can find it again. This one. The Emperor. Respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power, authority. And the Moon. Mystery, fear, unconscious. Anything else? Okay. So, on the other side, the you versus them, I'll say the them, you know, like I'll say you is Nine of Pentacles, you are boss mode, feminine energy, and then them is masculine energy, because we've got a dude in this picture, the Emperor, a dude in this picture too, and the Moon doesn't have anybody in it, it's just a couple of dogs barking at the moon. Okay, so what I feel here is if I put this in position, I feel like I would put it kind of like this. Hopefully that makes sense. So like the Emperor up here, we got the Two of Pentacles reversed here, the Five of Swords here, and then the Moon in the bottom position. That's how it feels like it should go. Because it feels like your higher self, or the higher self of this person, is Emperor. Emperor energy. That's what their higher self is trying to pull them towards, is Emperor energy. Respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power, authority, father figure, focused, protective, disciplined, practical. So, and like an Emperor is somebody who is in control of themselves and in control of their empire. And so if we're coming with Two of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords, then that means that we've got somebody who is not managing their empire super well. And it doesn't look like they're managing themselves super well either. Because the Two of Pentacles kind of indicates disorganization, feeling overwhelmed, feeling reckless. And then the Five of Swords is that conflict, wanting to be right, you know, like that you realize you're wrong, but instead of admitting you're wrong or apologizing, you just kind of go quiet and just assume that water under the bridge is sufficient, and you never actually like repair or reconcile. You just assume if enough time has passed, then it's all good, right? You know, no. So that's not super healthy behavior. So it feels like we've got some hang-ups here that it's holding this person back. And then the Moon card is indicating to me that we've got in this dynamic, these things are kind of unconscious, that these are unprocessed subconscious behaviors that are constantly coming up or consistently coming up, and it's just gobbling up this person's ability to be an Emperor, because it's hidden behind the Moon. I see these two behaviors hidden behind the Moon, where, you know, you need, let's see, the Moon is telling you things may not be as they seem. Trust your instincts to see past illusions. You may be experiencing mood swings, dormant insecurities, or instability. So yeah, like there's the moon is kind of hiding these things that are laying in the subconscious. And these things are hiding the emperor. So in order to see this, you would need to go into your subconscious, into your darker realms, into your shadow, to address these issues. And if these issues are addressed, then the emperor is underway. It looks like to me, if we've got a dynamic here where somebody's trying to be an emperor, and the Nine of Pentacles is kind of like a mini empress. You know, like this is someone who is an empress of their own sovereignty and not yet of the entire empire. And so this person is more advanced in that way. They've healed more because they're in world and star energy. Magic manifestations are coming in. They've closed out a cycle, likely a cycle of some sort of unhealthy behavior. You know, like how the emperor has these like just kind of under-evolved conflict and argument style. This mini empress, the Nine of Pentacles, looks like they've worlded that out. A world is like, you know, you've moved a timeline, is basically what the world indicates to me, is this person has now moved a timeline. They've ascended out. Let's see why do we need to know this? Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to keep these cards here. Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. Three of Cups in reverse. Overindulgence, heavy partying, alone time. Three is a crowd, gossip. Okay, so what this indicates is that we have kind of like third-party energy, most likely. I don't know which side of the table this falls on, but heavy partying, on isolation and gossip, that would most likely fall on the other side, on the emperor side of things. Okay, let's clarify. Five of Cups, loss, sorrow, bereavement. And Five of Cups has that kind of like 3 cups down, 2 cups up, but the person's not looking at it. And so coming out with that 3 of Cups energy, I feel like maybe this person has a loss of somebody. Somebody is lost. With the way this reading's coming out, I think Miss Nine of Pentacles is missing in action. And I think Emperor is feeling kind of bummed about that. Why is Nine of Pentacles? Why is the mini Empress not hanging around? Oh, Seven of Swords, betrayal, deception, dishonesty. And then next card out, Nine of Swords, or excuse me, Knight of Swords, upright. Action-oriented, driven to succeed, defending beliefs, truth-seeking. Okay. So what it shows here is the masculine energy betrayed the feminine energy. And because she's in Nine of Pentacles energy, she's just like, peace, I'm out of here. She's ambitious. She's action-oriented. So, you know, like this, like I said, with this Emperor, we've got cycles that are repeating because they're hidden by the moon, which means this person isn't going deep enough into their healing journey or into their self-discovery to move past whatever cycles are holding them back from becoming an emperor. This feminine energy is almost there. You know, like they've worlded out all of their old self destructive behavior and they're moving on into a new timeline. And that new timeline starts them off in completely sovereign, powerful mini empress energy. Um, yeah, the high priestess. So, um, intuition, sacred knowledge, subconscious, divine feminine, high morals, trust yourself. So, this high priestess means that this feminine has a lot of connections to the divine, has a lot of connections to their personal independence and their personal guidance. Also, the high priestess kind of symbolizes mystery. So I feel like this masculine energy is like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, the magician. The magician, in my mind, is kind of like the high priestess in the masculine form. Action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. I can kind of see that as both, because I feel like if a masculine is attached to a Nine of Pentacles feminine, then they have the potential to be very powerful manifester. I also get the sense that somehow these two were trying to manifest each other and misalignment occurred. But they're both very powerful, magically speaking. You know, to have the high priestess out here and the magician back to back. Oh, another one popped out. Page of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Creative opportunities, new messages, information, curiosity, happy surprise, sensitive, new love. Listen to your heart and go with all things romantic. I think I see this as the masculine energy. Actually, I kind of see it as both. I kind of see it as the masculine energy wanting to start fresh, wanting to kind of start over, clean slate it. But I also see it as the feminine energy finding somebody new, a new love, or an old love, seeing an old love in a new way, but manifesting something new. Because once again, they've got that star energy. And so I feel like the manifestation of the magician and the Page of Cups is kind of like new opportunities coming forward. Knight of Wands, passionate, inspired action, movement, fearless, sexy, charming. The Knight of Wands is a very passionate, sexual, masculine energy. I have this feeling like the masculine that's kind of how he comes forward, is very frequently in Knight of Wands energy. Very sexual, very charming, very Casanova-like, you know, that he wants to seduce, he wants to sweep you off your feet, you know, especially with that Page of Cups energy, someone who's very, very romantic and also very sexual. I feel like this masculine energy typically presents in this way, but that there's something about this masculine energy that they present in this way, but it's kind of like once you scratch the surface, once you move underneath the surface and get too close, then you start seeing some of that disorganization. You start seeing those hang-ups that are preventing this person from becoming the emperor that they could be. But they keep just trying to cover it up by presenting increasingly macho, presenting unbothered, presenting very, you know, like I said, seductive, flirtatious, that type of thing. Trying to keep it light, you know? Someone who's, you know, just wants to mess around. Let's not get too serious. That kind of energy. But underneath, I mean, they're hiding some pretty deep wounding. As I live and breathe. Three of Swords. Heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, loss, depression, betrayal, disloyalty, delays, upset, and confusion. This suffering you're experiencing is meant to make you stronger. Yeah. You broke, this masculine broke their own heart. It's like they, you know, there's this feminine energy here, and there was third-party energy, and a betrayal occurred, and this feminine energy is out. And this masculine energy is kind of, it looks like hoping for a refresh, hoping for a do-over, or at the very least hoping to move on in a way that seems very unbothered despite the heartache. So if it's a you versus them, let's see. I think I'll keep with this theme. I'm going to put these cards back in the deck, and let's see how the feminine feels about the masculine, and let's see how the masculine feels about the feminine. Okay, I'm going to pause and shuffle. Hang on. Okay, so we're starting off by seeing how the feminine feels about the masculine energy. Are they open to communication? Are they open to this masculine coming back? Or is it done? Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Nurturing, practical, supportive, reliable, providing financially, a working parent, secure, maternal instinct, and wise. An upright Queen of Pentacles is a precaution to avoid any misaligned investments. They seek to teach you to be independent and wise. This card represents nurture, comfort, and stability. So a Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very grounded and has strong boundaries, very practical, very realistic. So it's not, you know, it's not the Queen of Swords, which is very slicing, and it's in the upright position. So it would show that this person is feeling balanced, but not, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is seated. They're not going anywhere. They're not moving towards this masculine. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy on that one. How does this feminine feel about this masculine? Feels like the masculine is King of Swords upright and Two of Cups reversed. So once again, Swords is very logical, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity. And then Two of Cups reversed is disharmony, distrust, breakup, imbalance, tension, broken communication. So the first thing that this card said is head over heart when it comes to the King of Swords. I don't think that the feminine sees the masculine as the King of Swords. I think the feminine in general is in kind of a Queen of Pentacles energy, like that's her feminine energy. But when it comes to how she views this situation, she is in King energy, which is very authoritative, in command, very masculine. And furthermore, the Two of Cups in reverse, which is like, no, they see this as spilt milk. They do not see it as something that is being reciprocated. They don't see it as something that is filling their cup in any way whatsoever. And so that head over heart energy is very much like, and plus the pentacles, like being very logical about this, trying to be very practical about this. Wands is passion, cups is emotion. No wands, no cups. Just the realness of a pentacle and the slicing logic of a sword. Three cards came out at once. We've got Five of Cups in reverse, regret, failure, disappointment, loss, and grief. Knight of Swords upright, that's that ambition. And then 10 of Pentacles upright, wealth, financial security, family, inheritance, long-term success. Yeah, this feminine energy is moving on. They're moving into their 10 of Pentacles. Remember, she was the 9 of Pentacles, and she's moving on to her 10 of Pentacles life with the energy of a Knight of Swords. Ambitious, fast-thinking, action-oriented. Remember, that came out earlier under her energy. And how she feels is failure. She feels like this is a failure. Loss and grief. She's mourning it, and she's moving on. She's not waiting. Like this Knight of Swords indicates she is not waiting. She is chasing her empire, building her empire, and she's not waiting around. She is mourning the loss of this masculine and moving on. All right, let's see how this masculine feels about the feminine. How does this masculine feel towards this feminine? There we got 3 that came out. Page of Swords in reverse, 4 of Cups in reverse, and Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse is introverted, confident, but selfish, insecure, narrow-minded. 4 of Cups reversed is sudden awareness, choosing happiness, retreat, withdrawal. And Page of Swords reversed is deception, manipulation, all talk, hazard, self-expression, gossip, or bad information. I feel like this masculine thinks that maybe either they received bad information or this feminine energy received bad information about them. But they're having some sort of awareness. I feel like they've realized that there's something about this feminine that was meant to be a gift. Something about the situation felt deceptive to them. They feel deceived about this situation. I don't think it's by the feminine, but there's a feeling of being deceived about this situation in general. Let's see if we can get some clarification. The Tower in reverse. Fear of change, suffering, delayed disaster, stormy time, and restlessness. The Tower reversed, I usually see as avoiding the Tower. Some people see it as avoiding destruction, but I kind of see it as avoiding necessary destruction. Let's see. And I feel like that has to do with that moon energy, where it was like there's a subconscious need there to correct some behavior, and they're just not going to do it. They're just choosing not to. Maybe that's what this is Page of Pentacles. Financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, diligence. They want to, though. They're trying. Queen of Cups in reverse. Codependent, insecure, unfaithful, jealous, obsessive. I get this feeling that this masculine doesn't feel like their financial situation is sufficient. That this feminine wants like emotional growth, and this masculine keeps focusing on having a financial future, a financially stable offering. Next card that came out was Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, I got cut off there, but Seven of Cups in reverse is lack of purpose, fantasy, illusion, too many choices, confusion, and delusion. That's kind of the feeling I had at the beginning of this reading. So it must be the masculine. I keep picking up on the masculine energy. But anyway, yeah, so it feels like there's an illusion here. It's that moon energy again, where there's this sense of jealous, let's see, Six of Cups and Seven of Swords. Once again, betrayal, familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing. Yeah, they're stuck in some sort of thought loop, hoping for better times, thinking back on the time maybe with this feminine, wishing they could go back, wishing they could take things back. Because I think, there's this sense of deception here. So I feel like maybe they had a misconception about who this feminine was, or what their purpose was in their life, what they meant to them. I think that this masculine was maybe easily coerced, like maybe friends or family kind of tell them stuff, and they are easy to manipulate in that way. They don't make up their mind all that well. They need a lot of consensus from others. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in reverse and King of Wands in reverse. Impulsive, ruthless, unpredictable. And then Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Bad luck, no control, resistant to change, negative phase. Okay. So my storage is running out, so I'm going to keep it brief. In conclusion, what I see here is there's a feminine that needed to learn to put her mask on before helping others. She learned that lesson. She's moving on. There's a masculine here that needed to have a broken heart rebroken so it would heal correctly. And he's not learning the lesson. He's going to repeat the cycle. He's choosing to repeat the cycle again. But he's in his head about it. He feels real bad about it. And because he's not changing, his Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, which means he's going to go around the block another time. He's not going to ascend. He's not moving forward. And he's going to be in King of Wands in reverse because of it, which means the karma is going to be hard this time. It's going to be hard to watch. If you're the masculine watching, learn your lesson this time around, because the universe is going to hit you with a baseball bat. You're not going to like it. But as far as the feminines go, you're doing fucking amazing. Keep it up, girls.